Afternoon all, how we doing? Afternoon Diamond, afternoon David. How is everybody? So, got the evaluation over the line. However, still have 0.5% of drawdown to deal with. So, not quite there yet, but managed to get target hit at least. So, we'll see what happens this afternoon. If I can get one good opening range break on the NASDAQ, that'll do me. So, fingers crossed, we get a nice tight range to trade before the open. I've adjusted the opening range breakout this afternoon. I'm not going to go with that 75% opening range that I was using. That was far too tight, too scary to trade. So I'm trading 125. So stops are going to go 125% of the range today. And I also, do I want to go in that aggressive? How much? I've only got to make $400, haven't I? I'll see what the opening range is. At the moment, it's a candle, isn't it? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for a 1-to-1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a 1-to-1 and a 150-to-1. Because that gets me $450. Oh no, it's going ahead of me, going away from me now, isn't it? Hang on a minute. I need to think about this. Let's do 125 and one. Screw it. Let's do 150. I'm just going for 1.5 hour reward on the opening range break. That'll do it, won't it? Afternoon, Franco. Right. So this morning closed a bit out, as you can see. So closed out Pound New Zealand short. So that one I entered in London as an additional, which I got out. CAD Swiss. I did some drawdown control on CAD Swiss, so I did 426 on that trade, and then I used just under 80 odd quid of it, $80 odd, to scale that position down. So I took 0.32 off of that, so that's a 0.35 now, and then this one here I took. No, sorry, that was a 0.17. So I took that was a 0.5 something. I basically took some off of both of those, which basically was that. So just to reduce my risk in case we got a massive push on that CAD. The DAX. These were the scalp trades that I took on the DAX on M5. So I took these in the live room this morning. That was the one I took just before the live room closed. I added to it here, and then I added to it on a break of the lows. I posted this wedge in the Telegram group and said I was going to short it, add to it. When it broke that, pushed down. So I trailed stops and got out here. Unfortunately, it didn't go any further. If I'd have got out down here, I'd have passed the evaluation by now. What else did I take? Oh yeah, those stop outs on the DAX this morning. That's it. And US dollar CAD closed that one out. This morning as well. There. So that's everything. So I just need to manage this drawdown basically. As soon as I can get this drawdown down here, I'm done. So we've got 5 minutes to the open for the NASDAQ. DAX this morning, funny old session. So the opening range breakout this morning was lovely on the DAX. So there's the pre 15 minute and there's the 15 minute. So both of them lovely breaks. Unfortunately, I got tapped out on both of my entries using the ORB EA this morning because the stops were just ever so slightly too tight. If I'd have gone another, 5 pips or so, I'd have ridden the whole lot. Unfortunately, though, I just got tapped out before I managed to get the momentum in there. So, but lovely move down, and then we had this huge reversal, which came in. That was, can't remember where it was, but something came out, and basically the market just decided to go for a quick rally, and it's pulled the entire lot back. So basically, we're back at the open. All we've done is, again, that. So you know what I said this morning about the daily chart, and what we're seeing on the daily chart at the moment is literally open, push down, back to where we started. Open, push down, back to where we started. Open, push up, push down, back to where we started. Same thing every single day. Today, we've done that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we end up here somewhere. This DAX is just not interested in going anywhere, is it? Totally sideways. It's absolutely bizarre. I've not seen it do something this weird and sideways before. It's like we're waiting for something. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Got 3 minutes to the open. So obviously I'm not going to get into anything new. I just need to make sure I turn the EA off as well, because I don't want to scale into anything by accident. Can't connect to my VPS. That's handy. Oh, God. Don't do this to me now. There we go. I hate it when you can't connect to your VPS for no apparent reason. Afternoon, Frank. Frank and Franco. Oh, Telegram seems disconnected. My internet, all right? So, New Zealand dollar, I'm just going to turn off auto trading basically, then that's done, isn't it? All off. So I don't want to scale into anything else anymore, obviously, because otherwise I'm going to accidentally get into positions I don't want to. Franco, on the way to doctor's appointment, you were spot on Euro USD yesterday. Was in before your broadcast. 3 positions, 137 pips. Very nice. Heard your voice, liquidity grab in my head. Closed. Euro US dollar. Yep, very nice. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, good move down that. Right, so I'm playing the 15-minute pre-market open. We've got 20 seconds to go. So there is my opening range. I will be taking a break down or up from that. I'm just going to move this over here because I need to see that, and I need this ready to shut my positions. And this is the day that it all goes wrong and I end up losing $1,200. Right, yeah, today as well. Just quickly flicking over. We've got news at 2:45 and at 3 o'clock. So there is a good chance that we might not see some huge volatility at the open because they might wait for the news to actually execute the volatility today. So we'll want to be a little careful today because we may well go into a whipsaw open. So I didn't think of that. So you've got to be a bit careful with the open today because I'm not sure we're going to get the volatility, but we'll see. Looks like it wants to go long at the minute, but there we go. Long. Stops tightened. Go on. Give us that 1.25 R. There you go. Break even. So there's no risk in the trade at all. Either going to push or it's not. It's not. That's fine. I'll wait. Didn't quite get that push. So we might get the breakout to the downside. So this could just be a false upside move, and then we're going to break down. So there's still an opportunity to get out down the lows. I might shut that pound New Zealand. Not far to go, actually. Gets to be 0.1%. Might as well leave it on. Good afternoon, David. David, there's a lot of Davids and Franks in here, isn't there? David Anderson, Franco Nico, Frank G, David Montoya. I must attract Davids and Franks. If this goes without me today, that's fine. I don't mind really, but would be nice to just get a very quick breakout to the downside. Couple of big candles, 10 minutes, done. So we double top the highs. So limit orders are triggered at the highs. So we know we've got sellers on board. We've got obviously news in 15 minutes. So it's whether or not we're just going to whip. I'm the David that thinks you're the best. But you got me into trouble for calling me the best. Yeah. Morning, Sebastian. Afternoon, even, whichever. Ever noticed the bad guy in the movies is always called Frank? Yeah. Also, isn't the not the mechanic? What's his name? Not the mechanic. Well, he's the guy that plays the mechanic. But my God, what's his name? The courier guy. Drives a black Audi. Martial artist. Bald. In Fast and the Furious. In those films, he's called... I keep thinking the courier, but he's not the courier, is he? His name was Frank, wasn't it? Jason Statham. Love Jason Statham. Okay. Nasdaq's broken out the highs. I should move that over there now. We'll go back to normal layout because I don't need to get urgently into closing positions because it's going without me, which is fine. I was just going to say something. Transporter, that's it. Jet Ace is just Transporter. Good films. Any film with Jason Statham is good. London version of Jet Li. Right. So sentiment at the moment, combined sentiment, we've had a bit of a change on this. I'm just going to quickly look at the sentiment. Aussie US is now 74. So we've had a bit of a change in sentiment. So Aussie US is now a strong sell. So that's pushing up at the moment. So be looking for any extensions to the upside on that. ADR hits to the upside. If we can manage to get an RSI extension to the upside. So I'll be looking to add on to that. Basically, more people have piled in short on that. So we'll be looking to take some shorts on that. We've also got Euro CAD and US dollar CAD has got even longer. So US dollar CAD, obviously, I got out of this morning here. That's gone straight up to ADR. Look at that ADR. My God. Did anybody take that ADR reversal? Oh, look at that one. Beautiful. 100 ADR reversal alert. Bang. Collapse. Very nice. So there's a few of those. We'll have a look at them in a minute. So US dollar CAD is also now a good, long, strong buy. So this is where you want to be buying it up. You're just about to get a reversal alert on M5. And Euro CAD as well. So obviously this is all to do with the Canadian dollar movement. Euro CAD is a good buy as well. That one hasn't really pulled back very much. So you had an entry in London, but I mean, that's miles away. So not very good. You should have been in it anyway. But yeah, so those are the top sentiment trades at the moment. New Zealand dollar CAD is also still a goodie. New Zealand dollar CAD's been a goodie for ages. I just haven't managed to get into it yet. So reason being, it's just going sideways. I'm waiting for an extension to the downside on the 1 hour for a pop. I can't get in. So I'm waiting on that. Still waiting to long it. Just keep longing it. Every time you get down to the lows, just long it. Just keep longing it. It's just not getting any extensions either way. So that's all of those. I was just going to have a quick look at the NASDAQ and see where we're potentially going today. Tricky, isn't it? So it's clear air all the way down to 175 ADR. Not even that. It's not even a propulsion gap. Look, just down to there, basically, which is last week's low. Upside, we're looking at 150 ADR, potentially ADR. So if we are going to go long, we've got a clear run all the way up to ADR, potentially up to there. So we'll see what happens. They're obviously waiting for the news because we're not going anywhere at the moment. So we're obviously going to hang around a little bit this morning and wait for the news. But we've got a lot of room to the upside and the downside today on the NASDAQ. No resistance or support anywhere, which is good. So ADRs, just quickly see, I'm just want to watch this because I'm going to get into potentially another position if we get a close down here. So this is your 5-minute opening range there. So if you're taking the 5-minute opening range breaks, obviously you're going to get in long or short over there. We're an inside bar at the moment, so nowhere to go. So this is also your 10-minute opening range high and low. Then obviously when we get the 15-minute opening range high and low in, that is when the CB consumer confidence lands. Sorry, the PMIs. So we might get some volatility off of that. So so there's your 10-minute opening range in. I haven't got a close inside, so I'm not going to get another position on that yet. Okay, so inside bar. Yeah, not too sure, is it? Let's have a quick look at the ADRs while we're waiting. Aussie dollar, US dollar. So lovely hit to the downside. Somebody posted in the Telegram group this morning about ADR, not quite understanding ADR. So I'll just quickly explain it, because they posted a screenshot. I think it was this chart, wasn't it? Aussie dollar, US dollar, saying it came off beautifully off of ADR high. It hasn't hit ADR high. It opened here, and then immediately it just started to drop. So this line here, your ADR high, gets dragged down. So when the market opens here, you will have a line 50% of the ADR and 50% of the ADR. As we push, the high will get dragged down with price. Yeah. So when you hit ADR low, yeah, this will always be at the high of the day. Pretty much, because to hit this, you've got to move one ADR away from where we opened. Yeah. So it will always be down here somewhere most of the time. Yeah. So it hasn't hit this. It hasn't hit ADR high. It's immediately opened, moved down, hit ADR low. That's where we got our reversal. That was our long trade. ADR high is just being dragged down. It's irrelevant. We're not playing this anymore. It's just, we're not using that. Yeah. Only use one. So nice reversal there. Beautiful tight reversal. You got 35 pips out of it, which is almost half an ADR. So that's already played out. Aussie dollar, US dollar, if you took it. Euro odd. Beautiful ADR high reversal. You got 37 out of that, which is a quarter of an ADR already done. If you wanted to take the euro short, that is. Pound odd. Again, that one came off of ADR. That's like, look at that for a hit. Poing. Doesn't get much better than that. I might take a snapshot of that one. That's a perfect, look at that. Perfect ADR, perfect M pattern, perfect reversal alert retest, and over half an ADR move to the downside to boot. Doesn't get any cleaner than that. God, if they happened every day, we'd all be millionaires. That's perfect. Might take a screenshot of that. Screenshot. You always got to screenshot the perfect entry, haven't you? Because that's what happens every day. That's exactly what happens at ADR every day. If only. Lovely one on US dollar CAD as well, which came off, and gold as well. We had lots of movement on the US dollar. So obviously gold's done an ADR hit because it's just a US dollar cross at the end of the day. So again, hit the low side, reversal alert, pop. That one has actually done an ADR to ADR move. So from that low to that high is 236 pips, which is an ADR. Yeah, so that's done an ADR move to the downside and an ADR move back to the upside. So it's moved 2 ADR in literally 1.5 sessions, 2 sessions. Big move. So all of those played out beautifully today if you'd have taken them, but you would have probably wanted to look at the sentiment and make sure you're taking them in the right direction. So I didn't take any of them, obviously, but I've been managing other stuff. Pushing back out to the highs again on the NAS. So this is your 15-minute opening range high and low. I'm not going to manual trade this afternoon because we've got news coming out and I don't know which way this is going to go. If this is going to tank, I'm going to be in it anyway. I really want to risk 0.25% on 600. Gives me 250 long, doesn't it, if I do that? Okay, so there's the news out, the PMI figures. Why have I not got the PMI figures? Come on, FJ. I don't think they're out yet. Morning. What's going on? I think someone's forgotten to press the button. There we go. 44.3 against 45 negative. So it'd be bullish indices. Not enough news to actually move us, I don't think, by the looks of things. I'm hovering over the buy stop button here, though. I might go for a long. PMI is 245, David. Consumer confidence is at 3 o'clock. Yeah, no impact on that. Okay, so probably going to sit around now and wait for consumer confidence to come out. It might get a little rally ahead of that. For just think if I can get a can. I don't even need a candle. Literally, I just need a candle. I'm going to wait. Patience. Question. Position trading on a funded account. What is your risk percentage on the initial entry? So my risk on the entries, I don't know. I'm looking it up. I worked it out and I can't remember. Using dollar CAD. Risking 0.5% over 1 ADR. So it's 0.5% over 1 ADR. Or 0.25% over half an ADR. Doesn't matter, whichever. It's 0.25% over half an ADR or half an ADR, 0.5% over 1 ADR. But basically, the easy way is 0.5% over 1 ADR. Sorry, yeah, no, 0.5% over 1 ADR is the easy way to remember it. We're thinking about going long. This is the 15-minute opening range high and low. So if you want to take the 15-minute, you're in now, or you will be getting in a sec. That was the long I was going to take. I was hovering over the button to take that. So I'm not sure I want to trade it ahead of the news, though, because we may well just sit and do this for 10 minutes while we're waiting for the news to come out. So I'm a bit cautious this afternoon. I'll leave that sell stop in place, though, in case it just rallies and tries to rally and tanks. But it's going so far. So be looking for reversals at ADR if we get there. Have a great day. Good luck. Protect the bankroll. It's jungle today. It's a jungle all week, Branko. Afternoon, Alan. Waiting for US dollar CAD to hit liquidity to go long. Yeah. So US dollar CAD sentiment is obviously hugely short at the moment. So you want to be hitting the long button on it. Got cotton side as well. The obvious spot is the Asian accumulation from this morning, basically. So this here is exactly where I reckon you're probably going to get the reaction, yesterday's high. So I'd start looking for longs probably now. Next reversal alert, potentially. But obviously wait for this to show some signs of strength. At the moment, it's not happy, is it? Didn't like those figures, those PMI figures, did it? RSI extensions. So I've covered the ADRs. There's a few RSI extensions to look at. We've got some 4 hours showing now as well. So Aussie dollar, US dollar on the 4 hour. That's just playing out. So you've just had your reverse. Oh, you missed it. It's an ADR. So Aussie dollar, US dollar was a 4-hour RSI extension and ADR hit. So that's already played out. Oil. So oil. Oh, hello, oil. Thank you. Come on, let's get there. Oil 4-hour RSI extension. I got in obviously here. This is where I said to get in, and I did, and it's going. So fingers crossed we can actually get this rally started on oil. Kind of need it today. So there's a 4-hour RSI extension, and obviously M5 reversal that was here, which is where I got in. Well, the question is, do I want to start getting myself flat on these, or do I want us to actually start making some money out of them? It all depends what happens with the NAS. I really wish I'd have taken this NAS. Let's just hit my TP, look. It was only 1.5 hour, but never mind. Franco, wife said, who is that gecko sounding guy? It's Lee. Get it and go. Gecko? What does it sound like a gecko? So on your speakers. Gecko's obviously, is that, what's a gecko? I don't know. Is that some slang word for an English bloke? Gordon Gecko? That'd be all right. I don't remember being Gordon Gecko. God, I want to start looking. I've got too much to concentrate on today. I'm going to be flicking around a lot today. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to do an analysis. When I've got this, when it's all settled down a bit, I'm going to do an analysis of, this is the prop account that I've just passed evaluation on. So I was just going to do a quick analysis of everything, basically. So you can see everything I've traded, what I've made the money on, where I've made the money on, what time of day I've made the money, etc., etc. It just might be handy for people to see how I did it if you haven't been in it every day. Geico ads on TV? I don't know who that is. Gordon Gecko from Wall Street. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's me. I'll be Gordon Gecko. No, I don't mind. 0.21 away. Well, we're going to start running into potential resistance. Give it a little bit more room. But I want to be getting out of this. If we get there. Insurance. The gecko ads. Don't know that. Maybe I'll start doing voiceovers for ads as a side hustle. Yeah, sorry, I was just watching this oil because obviously it's an H4 RSI extension. I just didn't realize it had pumped so hard so fast, so I wasn't expecting actually to be in profit on it. We've had 15 minutes solid up, which is very nice, but I'm just wondering why. The others, we've got the other RSI extensions of the hourlies, which we had this morning. So Aussie dollar Swiss, again, nice extension to the downside. You've had the 5-minute reversal alert on that and you've just had the retest as well. So there's your W reversal, market structure. So that's potentially a good long. Aussie dollar Swiss. The market is short, so it is a good long. So that's not a bad looking long opportunity. Aussie dollar yen, again, extended on the hour. I'm still not touching these yens. I still haven't got a clue where this thing's going. I don't really want to. You don't want to be long in the yen up here, Aussie dollar yen. It's too high. I don't think that's deep enough pullback on that move. That's just about a 38 retracement. And yeah, well, not quite. It's not even there yet. So I wouldn't really be interested in that as a long. Euro pound. It's already come off. M5. Just about to get a reverse alert on that. Nice double top in London. Nice tweezer tops there. Very nice tweezer tops. Rejection. Why is that so weak? Is that euro? Yeah. So this is the euro weakness, not pound strength. Again, you got to be careful with everything at the moment. Everything at the moment is just moving up and down a lot, but not going anywhere because we're waiting for all of these rate announcements. We've got FOMC tomorrow, then we've got the pound, then we've got the euro. So we're waiting for all of this lot. The market isn't really going to pick a direction and move substantially anywhere until we know what all these rates are and we've got confirmation of where these rates are going in the future. Which is why I'm a bit cautious about oil at the moment because it's moving fast and hard and I've got an exit on it. So I'm also obviously wary that very close to just getting that, being able to shut that down. So euro pound. So yeah, euro pound. There's no real advantage with euro pound anywhere at the moment. It's a 50-50 sentiment wise, and from the bias scorecard, there's really little advantage either way in euro pound. Yeah, it's a +3, so it is a long. That's based on obviously euro, but the vast majority of that is all cot look. So cot positioning is long. Obviously, the market, they're all short in the pound. They're all long in the euro at the moment. And I think that's probably going to get even shorter on the pound after the news this morning that we are going to go into recession. So yeah, I'd be looking for longs on that euro pound, not shorts. So that's a lovely tweezer top price action. I'd much rather be doing that, especially as we've just broken out from a three-day high. Pound yen. Oh. Sorry, I need to just do this. Got to focus on this because I just need to get this closed out with a 0.4 variance and then I can move on to then it's past, isn't it? So go on, oil. Just give us another, I don't know, another 15 pips. That'll do. Oh, you moo. Thought about it, didn't it? That's all I want. Go on. Just get out to about here. I'll be done. Anything else? It's going to pull back now. You watch. Right, there's the news. I'm buying. Whoa. Oh my God. Hold your horses. I think that's it, isn't it? Not quite. 0.839, yeah. Done. Passed. Job done. There we go. That's how you pass an evaluation. Right, so that's all done now. That was close. So went long, needed to close that out. I just got that. I didn't realize how, wasn't watching, closed just inside. So that basically just got me over the line, that move. That was nice. Right, so that's done. I can relax now. So Euro Pound, obviously I just looked at that one. Pound Swiss is the other hourly. That news, by the way, was consumer confidence. Doesn't tend to move the market a lot negative. So again, more negative US. Should really be bullish. We just got ADR as well on the pound Swiss, literally hitting as we speak. So you can look at this one for a potential long opportunity. Pound Swiss, range bound, nothing. So sentiment is on side for a long, but apart from that, it's neutral. So no advantage either way on that one. So that looks pretty good from a long perspective for sentiment. So if you look at the retail sentiment on it, they will be sort of 60% short, at least. That email has just come in, which is me passing the evaluation. If you heard it. So yeah, GBP Swiss, it's a buy, but just. So it's worth potential looking for long opportunities on that one. Next reversal alert. You're only looking to get sort of 20, 40 pips out of it, maybe. So somewhere up into that propulsion gap. And you've got pound yen again. Pound yen, I'm not too sure about. Directional bias wise. So that is extended on the hourly. But, you know, we're like, since we pushed up, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is day 7 range bound, with interest rate numbers coming out on Thursday for the pound. So, you know, do you really want to be getting into anything particularly dangerous like the yen 2 days before a retail an interest rate announcement? So that evaluation was started on the 13th. We're on the 30th, so that's taken me 16 days, trading days, I don't know however many days that is since the 13th. So I started on the 13th, which was a Friday. So it's 1, so 5, 10, 11, 12, 13 days in total to pass that. So there's not much analysis to do at the moment. So what I was going to do was just run through how it was all passed, basically. Euro yen, US dollar yen could spike the liquidity at the lows for a long in a minute. Could do, don't know. Depends whether you're long sentiment. Depends whether you're short bias on the yen, doesn't it, really? Or whether you're long bias on the yen. It's got a long way to go, US dollar yen, before it's getting to get anywhere near liquidity. But we'll see. Euro yen potentially, yeah. Yesterday's low. There's going to be orders sitting under there. There'll be limit orders sitting here. There'll be limit orders sitting there because that is low of last week. So that's last week's low. That is this week's low. So there'll be limit orders sitting at both these levels. So there'll be a good long opportunity down there, definitely. However, this is the yen. Who knows? So if I still had the EA running, I'd be triggering along here. Right. So obviously the way that I've traded this account is basically a mix of position trading and the opening range breakout EA. So the ORB EA has been running on this, as you can see, trading the DAX, the NASDAQ, pretty much exclusively the DAX and the NASDAQ. Those are the only two that's been trading. And obviously I've been position trading as usual with all the FX pairs. So this is Quant Analyzer. So all I've done is I've downloaded my statement and loaded it into Quant Analyzer, and that basically gives it puts everything in Quant Analyzer, and I can see every trade, and it can break all my trading activity down. So if you're really crap at journaling, as most people are, what I recommend doing is I always recommend everybody, at least monthly, if not weekly, you go into your account history and you drag your trades onto your chart, yeah, and look at them and see what happened on your trades. And this is key for two reasons. First of all, it shows you stupid entries, and you can go, why did I take that trade? If there is not a valid reason, for me, it's H1M5. So if I've got a trade short and there is not an H1 extension, that's me being an idiot. Or an RSI, an ADR. So it's got to be an ADR extension or an RSI extension for me to get in. So look at them, and then I got out of that trade there with a stop loss. Good idea? Yes. Good decision. So that was a good trade. Got in again here. Why? Because it's an ADR hit, RSI extension above 80. So we're looking for a short play. You can see my TP here was back into the propulsion gap. That was the trade. And it didn't do it. We pushed up. I took a second position. So things like this, if you're position trading and your rule is I will not enter positions more than, unless they're at least half an ADR apart, measure it. That was 40. ADR is 36. Was that a good second entry? Yes. Also at resistance. So I got out of that too soon. Doesn't matter. So I made 2 profits. Aussie New Zealand did well on that this month. CAD Swiss, drag all these onto the chart. Most of these are dragged onto the chart already anyway. But, just sort of analyze, do this on a regular basis. I usually do this weekly. So I can see, where I got in, what was good, what was bad about the positions that I got into, etc., etc. There's a lot of CAD Swiss, wasn't there? And pick it apart, basically. I got in here. Was it a good spot to get in? Yeah. RSI extension. Did it work? No. Did I scale out of my positions? Yes. So I did lots of nice drawdown control. So am I doing drawdown control regularly, keeping on top of my drawdown? Yes. Excellent. Am I entering my positions half an ADR apart, which is 33 pips? Too close. Too close. So here, made a mistake. Got in too close, too soon. Yeah. Entry up there at resistance. Got out of that one. Did I get out too soon? Damn right I did. Missed all of that. So until you drag your trades onto your chart and you see them plotted, you realize how much you leave on the table. Yeah, look at my TP on this position, right? When I got in. This one here. I got in there. There's my TP. See the TP on the chart. Where did it go? My TP. Why did I pick that TP? Because it was that level. Where did it bounce? That level. Yeah. So when you see this plotted on your chart, and even I do, and I do this all the time. I've been trading 15 years and I still get out too soon. It's just human nature, which is why EAs are so good. They don't have human nature. They get out when they're told. But things like this, when you drag this onto your chart, yeah, I'm consistently doing drawdown control. At this initial position I got into, which was really wrong, I did drawdown control there. I did a bit more drawdown control there. I did some more drawdown control there. So I'm keeping on top of drawdown. This is all good. I should be doing this on a regular basis. This position here, multiple drawdown controls, although that one I closed out because it's past. But so do that on a regular basis. If you can get hold of Quant Analyzer, which is actually free from Strategy Quant, this will, on a weekly, monthly, however basis, will allow you to do much more detailed analysis of what you're trading. So you upload your statement into here, and it will give you a breakdown of how you're doing. So for me, I'm running at 56% win rate. Profit factor 2.11. I've done $1,300 of drawdown, 8K profit. Forget pips, it's relevant. It gives you all the details, basically. What's your largest winner, largest loser, your average win, your average loss. So, you want to keep a positive. When I talk about risk reward is not getting into a trade, risking 20 pips and going 40 pips to make a 2R return. Your risk reward is on your portfolio over a period of time. Are you on average winning more than you're losing? Yeah. That is not how you use risk reward. Risk reward should be a measurement of the success of your trading over a period of time. So it gives you all that information, and it also breaks it down for you on every instrument. And the reason this is important, and this is why I do not trade gold, for those that come in irregularly, I don't trade gold. The reason being, when I put my portfolio into here, or I used to use another piece of software called Edgewonk. Pretty much straight. This is free. It's not as good as Edgewonk, but it's good enough. When I put it in here, all my trades over months, quarters, and years, gold was always a negative. So whenever I saw XAU in there was a negative number. So if you want to become more profitable, one of the best things you can do to become more profitable is to eliminate instruments you are not good at trading. Every instrument's got its own personality, its own movement, its own average daily range. There could be a number of reasons why you're not good at it, but unless you know you're not good at it, you're going to keep trading it. So, for example, oil. Made a loss on this. I have just made a profit because of those last trades, but this is only an evaluation, so it's only 13 days. It's a very small window to look at, but you can identify where you've gone well and where you've gone wrong. So where am I making most of the money on this? Average trade, the best average trade I've got at the moment is $270 there, $250 there, $228 there. Aussie dollar yen, pound New Zealand, US dollar CAD. Those are doing very, very, very well for me. Yeah. So when you break it down like this, you can see, what's working and what's not. You can look at where you've made the most net profit as well. Yeah. So your average trade is how well you're holding positions. Yeah. Your total net profit is more what is actually making you the most money. You can see for me, it's obviously going to be the DAX and the NASDAQ. In fact, the NASDAQ, not quite so much this particular time around. But the DAX made 2,000. So out of this 8K here, 20%, no, 25%, sorry, 20, 40, 60, 80. 25% of my profit came from the DAX because of the opening range breakout EA. Yeah, but on its own, that strategy is not enough. When it is, it can be. But, identifying this, if I see on here over a period of 3 months that the DAX, I'm running the opening range breakout EA on it, and it's not performing very well, if I eliminate that, what impact would it have on my portfolio? If that's a negative, it's going to make you a more profitable trader. If it's a neutral, not going to make any difference. Yeah. So it allows you to break all this down, and you can see, is there stuff that you go into drawdown on regularly? Is there stuff you're over trading? The NASDAQ, my God, 61 trades on the NASDAQ. I'm over trading the NASDAQ. But that is because at the moment I'm trading the pre-market 15-minute opening range break, and that will get me in and out a lot. And I'm also taking 2 positions instead of 1. So you need to obviously know what you're doing, which you obviously will because you're doing it. But the reason that's got such a high trade count is because I'm taking 2 positions long and 2 positions short. One is a scalp, one is a runner. So obviously that would actually say something like 30. Yeah, I'm just halving my risk into 2 positions. Profit factor, again, whenever you're doing any strategy development, profit factor is a key metric. So Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, I have the best profit factor on. On US dollar CAD, I have the best profit factor. 31.26. Look at that. US dollar CAD. I went into $42 a drawdown on it and made 1,200. Hello. Cool. Wouldn't you like to be able to replicate that every week? But anyway, yeah, so it shows you all of that information. So you see, I've been trading a variety of instruments. Lots of people say you're better off specializing in one instrument. And yeah, that can be true if you can find entries on a regular basis in one instrument. But as you know, because I'm position trade, I take a portfolio approach to my balance. So I want to get into opportunities when I see them, and I don't care what the instrument is. It's irrelevant to me what the instrument is. The market moves up and down. Market structure is present on every instrument, and the way the market moves and profit takes is the same on every instrument. So I don't care what it is, as long as I've got a reason to have a bias and I've got a reason I'm expecting a pullback or a reversal. It doesn't matter whether it's an Aussie pair, US pair, pound pair, does it? It's irrelevant. What matters is I've got an entry set up, which is RSI or ADR extension, and then reversal alert to get me in on a signal. So traded all of it. Not much on the ends, as you can see. So, you know, for the last few weeks, I've been very cautious on the ends. There have been trades on the ends. Yeah, but very light. Not many. Taken one on New Zealand yen, 4 Euro yens, 1 Swiss yen, 1 Aussie yen. Yeah. So again, if I'm trading loads and loads and loads of yen and I'm seeing negatives over here or break evens with loads of trades but no money being made, I need to stop. It's not working. So it's the only way you identify it is by actually seeing all of this information. It gives you a breakdown of all your trades as well. Equity chart, basically this shows you my portfolio and the stagnation of the portfolio. So there's just basic information in here. This looks better over a longer period of time. And you can do all sorts of charting and things in here. Trade analysis is really useful as well. So my profit and loss by the hour, you can see that I make the vast majority of my money between 10 and 11 and around about 2 to 3 in the afternoon. Why is that? Opening range of the DAX, opening range of the NASDAQ. Yeah, everything else makes me money. It's just the vast majority of the movement is in these zones. And the other reason it's here, this isn't just index trading, as we know, because you can see from the overview here, I've made very good money on the US dollar CAD as well. I've made decent money on pound US dollar, etc., etc. So there's money being made everywhere. But this is Frankfurt, London open, and we know that stuff moves. So I bank things within the first couple of hours of Frankfurt opening because the FX pairs are moving as well. Same in New York. We suddenly get movement on the US dollar because the indices are driving one way or the other. The US dollar will drive the opposite direction. So any US dollar trades or anything related to US dollar will be moving. So that's why I'm getting out of those positions in those times. Hold time is also very key, especially if you're a position trader. These positions here, yeah, I'm not good between 30 minutes and 1 hour, right? So what this is telling me is if I'm in scalp trades and they haven't worked within 15 minutes or 30 minutes, they're probably not going to work. Yeah. Most of my money is made on 4-hour moves and 4-day moves. So these will be multi-day position trade holds. Yeah. So you see, this tells me the vast majority of my money was not made on the indices. It was made on Forex because I don't hold indices for anything more than a few hours. Yeah. So it gives you much more insight. How many trades I make an hour. You can see obviously when the DAX opens, I start trading more, etc., etc. So short and long, irrelevant unless you're trading strategies which have a bias to them. But and wins and losses by the hour. So again, if you identify in here a big red candle, yeah, at a certain time of day, look at that time of day. What happens at that time of day that affects your trading? So if you're seeing at 5 o'clock every day, you start making a load of losses. Why is that? So for me, at this particular time, somewhere between 5 to 6 in the afternoon, for me, I make more losses. Probably failed opening range breakouts stopping out. But at the same time, I'm also making money too. So overall in that period of time, I'm profitable. If you have big red ones here, overall in that period of time, you're not profitable. There may be a strategy you're trying to do, end of day sell-offs or buys on indices, for example. You can identify that none of those trades I do at the end of the day ever work. Just stop doing them. Remove them from the equation. All of a sudden you become more profitable. Yeah. So it gives you all that information. This is not really that useful. From this perspective. However, if you see a lot of red on here, what it means is you've got too much exposure. So, in the trade manager dashboard, we have exposure. Yeah. So I'm constantly looking at my exposure as to what I can take and what I can't, so I don't overexpose myself on individual currencies. This does pretty much the same thing. Yeah. It shows me if there's lots of red together, that all happens at the same time, it means that something has moved quickly against me and I've been stopped out on multiple instruments at the same time on it. So if I have, it's not so much correlated, this is correlated by the hour. So might be better to look at this on a daily basis, actually. Yeah, there's not much of it. EuroCAD, I've been closing a lot of that out with everything else and it's been making losses. So with this sort of thing, it tells you basically from an exposure perspective, if you've got EuroCAD and you go along here and you find you've got another CAD pair or another couple of CAD pairs, New Zealand CAD, for example, there. So it's that one there. Yeah, New Zealand dollar CAD. So when I closed out EuroCAD, I also closed out New Zealand dollar CAD, quite dark, at the same time, and US dollar CAD at the same time. What that tells me is that I was overexposed on the CAD because I keep closing it out, and the Canadian dollar is the thing that is the same in all three of those. So it means I had overexposure on the CAD, didn't it? But again, this is more for strategy development. I use this, but that's it. So it's worthwhile getting this quant analyzer. I've got a strategy quant license, but you can get quant analyzer. There is a paid version of it as well, which goes into more depth and more detail. You can do Monte Carlo analysis and all sorts of what if analysis. There's all sorts of things you can do. What if I only traded? And again, when I was looking through the statement, doing your analysis, if you're in here, what if I didn't trade at 8 o'clock in the morning? So you can run a what if analysis and say, what if I don't trade 8 o'clock? Yeah, I'd have made 8,299. Excellent. What if I don't trade on a Friday? I'd have only made 7 grand. So I'm profitable on Fridays. That's great. So what if I didn't trade on a Thursday? I'd have made 5. So I'm definitely profitable on a Thursday. Wednesday, I'd have made 5. I mean, I'm profitable all days, but Tuesday, there you go. So I'm not actually profitable every day. I'm not profitable on Tuesday. So you can go to what if and say, if I didn't trade on a Tuesday, I'd have made 8,282. So there's all sorts of stuff this can do. So it's worth having a play around with it. The more the expensive or the paid version of this, you can go into a lot more detail on it. You can do lots of different analysis. What if I had used instead a different risk with a different capital, and it will run your trades through an analyzer basically, and it will come out with, this is what would have happened if you had used a 1% instead of a 0.5%, or if you do use different risk parameters. There's all sorts of stuff it can do. You can read up on it, but for the very basics, that's it. And it's worth doing this. As I say, literally identify your strengths and your weaknesses. If you can remove your weaknesses, you're going to make more money. Evening dances, afternoon even. It's 11:30 in Ulaanbaatar, is it? So yeah, so I just wanted to run through that. Just so you know, obviously it's there. It's worthwhile having. NASDAQ. Oh, that's annoying. So that 15-minute pre would have produced a break even, potentially a little bit of profit there. But that one, I'd be nicely in another winner there. So that entry stopped me out. That entry stopped out. That entry would have stopped out break even. That entry, you would have hit target. But choppy today, isn't it? Lots of ADRs going off all over the place. Nice bounce off of Aussie US there. Euro odd we've looked at, haven't we? Came off the top. Pound odd came off the top and is slammed straight down into support. Pound CAD slammed into ADR to ADR move again. Wow, is that the Canadian dollar? This is pound weakness. This is the pound disappearing. My pound US dollar trade that I got out of is doing very well. And my pound New Zealand I got out of is doing very well. So I would have got over the line without even doing those, wouldn't I? Pound Swiss. That's 125 ADR. I don't want to long the pound. I just don't want to long the pound at the moment. Pound US dollar CAD though, you do want to be longing. So there's a potential reversal on this one. We've just come off of this support. So this is yesterday's high. Basically, we've just bounced off here. So we've pushed up, bounced off of yesterday. We're bouncing potentially off of yesterday's high. US dollar CAD. We have got a fairly strong Canadian dollar though off the back of the news. So, and gold. What's oil doing? Oil's going. So my oil trades would have all been nicely in profit as well. Where are we? Yeah, that's still running. That's where we're heading, somewhere up there. Right. Alan, how do you import the whole trade statement? I got edgewonk, you mean, and I enter all trades manually, which is a ball ache. Yeah. So all you do is you go into your MT4, into your account history. You save as a report. Yeah. And that generates, I can't show you on the screen, a statement file. Yeah. And then you go into Quant Analyzer. Just delete all those. And then you load report and you find the statement, which is an HTML file. So it's statement HTML. There. And okay. And it loads it. And you say, I want to open it as a portfolio. And you set how much your starting balance was. So in this case, it's 100K evaluation. And you hit continue, and then it loads you up. It's that easy. You can import into Edgewonk as well. I thought you, well, I haven't used Edgewonk for absolutely ages. I don't even know if I've got Edgewonk anymore. No, I haven't got Edgewonk anymore. But I used to have Edgewonk, but I found it annoying. I got it. But the problem I find with journaling, and this is where my FX book is so good and places like that, and Forex Factory's got a trade analyzer as well. Journaling is really good for a psychology point of view, I've found. And I was always taught to journal either electronically in a spreadsheet or even in a pad. Every trade and the reason you took the trade. Yeah. Which when you're learning to trade and or developing a strategy, it's more of a sanity check. So I'm going short on euro US dollar because X, Y, and Z. Yeah. So when that trade plays out, whether it be a winner or a loser, you can go, those were the reasons. Are they part of my strategy? Yes. If you take a trade and it's not part of your strategy, i.e. you're taking it because it looks good, the problem is you won't journal that. So I found that journaling, I would be like, oh, I'm just going to take a quick short on this because that looks good. Or I'm going to take a quick short on that because that bloke on YouTube just said so. And then it goes against me and it stops out. And I was like, yeah, no, he's not very good, is he? I'll move on to someone else. And you don't journal it. Doing it this way, by dragging your trades onto the chart, there's no escape. Yeah. So oil's not a good example, but US dollar CAD, right? I'm trading H1M5 mean reversion. Yeah. So if I go to H1 and the first entry is not an RSI extension, right? I can say to myself, you're an idiot. What'd you do that for? Why'd you take that? Or if this trade goes badly against me, I can go, right, well, hang on a minute. Why has this gone down so much? Right. The reason I took this was because we got that move there on the hourly. So was that legitimate long? Yeah. It just went against me. That's fine. So should I have taken my second position down here? Yes. Did I? Yes, but it's not showing up for some reason. I got, where's my other trades on US dollar CAD? They didn't all go on the chart, did they? Did they? There it is. I was going to say, I took another one down here. So I could look at it and go, right, well, the first entry was valid here. It just moved against me. It was a wide range bar. I was expecting a pop out of the wide range bar. In hindsight, seeing the size of the wide range bar that pushed this down, maybe I shouldn't have. Next time I see that, I'll know that there is potential for that to happen. So maybe I want to wait a little bit longer before I get in. RSI extension, yeah, valid reason. Second entry, brilliant, no problem. Took another entry there because I got out of that one. So I got out, pushed back down, got in again. That one was taken because it was half an ADR on from the initial position because I'd already exited that. Good exit. Yeah. Another thing, when you get out your trades, are you getting out good, or is it going to your TP after you get out and you're going, I got out here and then it hit my TP? When you do this exercise, every time you see you got out early and every time it hits your TP, you know damn well you're doing it right. You're putting your TPs in the right place. Stop getting out early. Yeah, so it shows you actually know what you're doing. You just can't hold trades. And if that's a problem, excellent. I've identified I can't hold trades. I've got to work on that. How can I stop myself getting out of positions early? Okay, well, I'm only going to look at my P&L once every 4 hours. And I'm going to start monitoring my trades on the 4-hour chart so that every 15-minute bullish engulfing doesn't scare the crap out of me and get me out the trade. There's always ways to fix every problem. But unless you identify there's a problem there, you're never going to fix it. So I moved away from journaling in Edgewonk because I found this a much more satisfying and easier way to see what I'm doing and where am I going right, where am I going wrong on New Zealand dollar CAD. It's all the way back here. Yeah, so New Zealand dollar CAD, I got in long there. Yeah. Now, the reason I got in long here on this New Zealand dollar CAD was because of this. The market's short as crap. So I knew this thing was going up and it was on a mission. So I thought, right, we'll have a go at a sentiment trade here because we had an accumulation that I saw a breakout and it went beautifully. That one, RSI extension to the downside, sentiment on board. RSI extension, 5-minute reversal alert, in, out. Did I get out a good spot? No. Where's my TP? There. Did it hit it? Yes. Am I an idiot? Yes. Now at least I know I'm an idiot because I can see it on the chart. Yeah, this is why this is important. So this is important for a visual. And this is what we spend our lives doing, looking at this. So it's important that we see our lives playing out on this. Yeah. But from an analysis perspective, this gives you a much deeper view into elements that may be costing you money. Like, I'm useless on a Tuesday. Stop it. Stop trading on a Tuesday. All you ever do is cock up. Yeah, eliminate Tuesdays and I eliminate my money losses. Yeah. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm useless. Why? Because I'm trading the opening range of New York and I'm still trading it 3 hours later. It's already opened. I'm trading at lunchtime in New York. What an idiot. There's no volatility. There's no volume. So what's it doing that? What am I doing? Getting chopped up. Why? Because they're shut. They're at lunch. If I'm identifying that 5 o'clock I lose a load of money, there's a reason why. Just got to look into the why. So you've got to combine all this together. Have all my pairs set up to with the trend EA. Do you think that's smart to manage for now? I'd rather not attempt mean reversion unless it's a big move. So basically, if your New Zealand dollar, pound New Zealand is just hit ADR. Oh. I was short pound New Zealand. Which one was pound New Zealand that I just shut out? Not that one. That one. I got out there because that was the evaluation. No, it wasn't. No, I got out there because we were at the low of the London session. I got out way too soon again. And look at the New Zealand dollar. Massive 6, negative. Caught, short. It's a short, massive short. It's going massively short. I got out. Why'd you get out? It's going short. You know, got to smack yourself on the face and tell yourself you're an idiot. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with doing that. Rather not attempt mean reversion until it's a big move. So when you're using the trend set file for the market reverse alerts EA, you are still trading mean reversion, but you're trading mean reversion in line with trend. So for example, pound New Zealand, you will only be taking shorts at mean reversion on the 4 hour. That's a really bad example. What's trending at the moment? Aussie New Zealand. So you are only trading in line with the trend. Yeah. And you are taking 4 hour RSI extensions. Yeah. So this is still mean reversion. We're pushing. The mean reversion would be coming back to here. But when you're getting in line with trend, what you're expecting is a break of the low. Yeah. So a mean reversion trade is where we extend and then we take part of the move back. In the trend setting, what we're doing is we are getting in on the mean reversion and it's going to do one of two things. It's either going to mean revert and continue, in which case then we've got it wrong, or it's going to continue on the trend. We don't know which. So what I do, regardless of whether I'm using that trend set file or not, if it's moved down to here and I've got 0.5%, I'll take it. I just, you know, I just get in and out fast. I don't hold for, if I can help it. These days, and again, looking in here, look, my average time, 4 days. I make most of my money on 4-day holds. I don't make the money because I get in and my trade goes into profit and I hold it for 4 days. The reason I make money on a 4-day hold is because I get in, the trade goes against me. I get in again, the trade goes against me. I get in again. And it takes 4 days to come back to a point where I want to get it off. That's why that says 4 days, because it's mean reversion position trading, not because I'm really good at holding my positions. I'm awful at it. That's why I position trade. But you're never going to identify any of that unless you do it in here, unless you look at it on the chart and realize where you're going wrong. I get out too soon all the time. So therefore, I'm much better as a mean reversion trader than a trend trader. Trend traders are only going to get a 30% strike rate, 30 to 35 maybe, and they're going to hold it multiple days. Every time you see a pullback, if you're trend trading here, right, and you see that doing that, first thing you're going to do is go, I'm out. Look at all that money I just made. What you should have done is held it for another 3 weeks. There's your mortgage paid for 6 months, but you're not going to do it unless you're really, 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 really strong-willed, and I'm not. ADR on oil, all the trades I've just got into, look, and I've just had to get out because I passed this evaluation, they're all flying. Annoying. Dances, I'm a TradingView user. Sorry. I have zero knowledge about coding. Nevertheless, the whole trading gig on MT4, MT5 seems fascinating with all its automation. That's why it is the largest software out there. Trading, I don't know what the market share is now, TradingView. US dollar Swiss ADR. I don't know what market share is, but I'm not interested in using TradingView. Personally, I use MT4. But you know, you can get everything coded for everything. So TradingView uses PineScript. If you want to get something coded, go and find a PineScript coder. But the thing about MT4 is there are so many indicators and automated strategies already out there for it. It's just easy to find everything you want on MT4. MT5, not so much. David, remember you had a question to ask. With the Trade Manager dashboard, mine is at the bottom of the page. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Like that, you mean? Yeah. That line, there's a separator line. Yeah. So this is a window. Look. The Trade Manager dashboard runs in this window. All I've done is I've dragged that window up to the top. That's it. The reason I put it in a window is because people kept saying to me, it's all over the chart. And I kept saying, well, it's not designed to be on a chart. It's designed as a dashboard to put on a chart and use everywhere. So I put it in the window. And now I get questions like that, which I totally understand. And it's totally normal, but you just move the window up. But you can't see the window if you've used my template because I make everything white. That's the point. So yeah, that's all it is. But yeah, I put it down there because some people wanted to have the Trade Manager running in a window so they could see it, but that's not what it's designed for at all. There's others out there that you can do that with, but it's not what mine's for. Mine's for managing your positions. It's not something you need to see. I don't need to be seeing this all the time here. I don't need to be aware of it, and I don't want to be either, because if you've got this in front of you all the time and you're constantly seeing it flick in and out of profit, you're tempted to press buttons and shut stuff out. You shouldn't have it visible all the time. I have my charts open watching the indices and watching the FX, and I don't really monitor my Trade Manager dash much. How do you highlight the trade on your MT4 chart? I don't know what you mean by highlight it. You mean see it? you just drag it. So from your account history, you just click and drag. Click and hold and drag, click and hold and drag. And that puts it on your chart. Wherever those were there. Yeah, again, things like this here. This euro yen trade, you can see how extended it was. Look, we were extended and embedded on the 1 hour RSI for absolutely ages. I decided to get in long on it because it was super extended. Yeah. And then I got into a second position and I got into a third position. Why did I get into two positions at the same level there? I don't know. Things like this you'll spot. And the day that this goes like that and you make a big loss on this, you'll be like, that's a stupid thing to do. But you won't know you've done it unless you see it on the chart. £150 Swiss. Big move on pound Swiss. Totally range bound, so there's absolutely no advantage either way on that. So up to you. Something's not right with the pound today. They're not happy, are they, with us? What are they missing? All of this profit. I've been shorting the pound for days. The day I shut everything down, the day it's all moving. Never mind. Ask because when I have multiple trades, since my dashboard is at the bottom of the page, it runs off the screen sometimes and I have to edit the text size. Yeah, so basically with the Trade Manager Dash, the idea is you run it on this size, yeah? And the reason I've made this movable, so the original Trade Manager Dash looked like this. Yeah. So what happens is if you then do that, all your trades are listed here. It crashes this. So the only way to stop that is to make it wider. Yeah. But if you're in deep drawdown on positions and you've got 8 to 10 positions open or partials, so if you've got, say, like 5 main positions open and partials of 5 more, you're still going to crash that. So someone, I can't remember who it was, probably Diamond, came up with the bright idea of moving it down. Yeah. So then what you can do is your trades will be all over the screen there on a full screen. Or you can have it small like I do. I don't care about the number of positions here. It's irrelevant to me because some of these are going to be third of or half or whatever. I'm interested in the drawdown. That's the thing that triggers me to get in or out or do things. That's really what I'm focused on here. And making sure this is obviously green as much as possible, which is the whole point. Seems to be Swissy strength. Not really. Euro Swiss, definitely. Pound's just collapsing against everything. At the moment, it's the pound. This is the pound collapsing. US dollar's weak as well. All coming down ahead of the news today. All kicks off tomorrow. We got US dollar news from 1:15 tomorrow, and then straight into FOMC. Then the next day it's all pound euro. So it's going to be murder for the next couple of days. Tricky. Just try and stay in line with, just try and pick what is expected as much as you can to be strong or weak, and try and stay as much as you can in line with cotton retail. So stay the opposite side of retail and stay on side with COT. Just pick the big numbers, basically, big longs and big shorts as much as you can, and you've got more chance of surviving, basically, in these big move days. But anyway, so I need to go and get my account upgraded, and then I'll trade the next one, and we'll start that tomorrow. It's going to be quite risky over the next couple of days. But so if you were taking the breakouts this morning, opening range breakouts, your pre-market breakout, depending on how you had it set up, that one worked beautifully and is still going. Your 15-minute ORB today was there. Actually, it was there. So your 5-minute ORB long was there. Your 15-minute ORB long was there. Not particularly nice today. If you had opposite end of range, you're fine. You're in it. You're long. You're in profit. But anything tighter, you're probably stopped out today. But it wasn't a particularly big opening range today. 60, not too big. 175. Wow, pound Swiss. Yeah, this is a strong Swiss franc by the looks of things as well. Aussie dollar is obviously very. Oh no, even Aussie dollar is starting to roll over now. Look. Yeah, big strong Swiss franc. Ooh. Okay, so that's important news. That's why the US dollar is coming down. So they've just revised the inflation rates for January, 6.8 from 6.6. So inflation going up. That's not good. They said they were on top of it and they were slowing down their interest rates. If that is happening, and that is going to happen, that is going to have a big impact on US dollar weakness. It'll be interesting to see when the next ones come out. So, yeah, they're forecasting an increase on the next quarterly. So that's going to be negative US, especially if they are now reducing to 0.25. So we're expecting tomorrow to get 4.75 instead of a 5. All negative US. That's why we've got US dollar coming down. And obviously, again, Swiss franc, safe haven currency. Potentially, this is why we're seeing Swiss franc strength at the same time, because people are pumping into the Swissy. The Swissy was starting to lose its safe haven status, but maybe that's coming back. People don't want to be on the US at the minute, definitely, do they? Although the market is. The market is long US dollar. COT positioning is long everything US dollar, short everything against US dollar. So we'll see. This might well change. This is the danger. This problem with COT is obviously you're always running at least a week behind actual positioning. So it's always a little bit tricky when we're around news. Ian, is there some guidance somewhere how I can input the set files to the EAs? Right, so all you do, are you in MT4 or MT5? So if you're in MT4, all you do is open up the expert, hit load, find the set file, and open it. Yeah, so it's literally there, load, find the set file, which would be on your desktop or wherever it may be. 150 US dollar CAD. If you're in MT5, Whoa, that's massive. uh, if you're an MT5, you go to inputs in the strategy tester. Yeah, you go to inputs, right click, load, find the set file. Yeah. So not in settings. It will store your settings there. The settings is more for everything to do with it. If you just want to get set files, go to the inputs, because the set files are inputs. So you load a set file. Oh, we set that to defaults. You see it all changes. Then I can load a set file. I haven't got any set files for it, so I can't load it because I don't use MT5. But yeah, that's how you do it. This is the new sentiment EA, by the way, which I've just coded in the high-low. So, oh, that's a bit jerky. What's going on there? So basically what this is doing is it's focusing on yesterday's high-low and last week's high-low and pulling in sentiment from obviously the website for retail. Euro CAD ADR. God, it's busy old day today. I'm glad I'm out of it, to be honest. So yesterday's low, yesterday's high. So it will take trades at extremes in line with sentiment. So at the moment, the sentiment is long, 94 long. So we want to be taking shorts only. So it will short if I actually turn it on. Haven't actually tested this yet. Might be an idea. Yeah, so it's basically going to trade in line with sentiment. And I'm just setting up ways to get in, basically. So get in at yesterday's high, get in at last week's high, get in on price action candlestick patterns, get in on, I might use RSI. I probably will use RSI as an extension as well. So get in on an extension of RSI and you can pick the time frame. So I'm basically just setting up lots of different ways to enter. So there you go. So there's 3 entries there. Obviously, it only took one because I've got it set to take one trade only. But this is very powerful, all this EA. It does lots. Yeah, so it will take only shorts because sentiment is long on the Swiss. So it won't take any long trades because we want to be the opposite side. So yeah, I'll be testing that. It's absolutely no use whatsoever in the backtester because obviously this only shows the sentiment of the last hour. So you can't backtest this strategy at all. That's why I'm building the EA. It's got to be forward tested because sentiment changes by the hour. We haven't got any of this data going back any time in the past. So it's all 100% got to be traded live. So it's going to be utterly useless to anybody that wants to backtest it. It's for forward testing only. Basically taking price action and liquidity run trades in line with against retail sentiment. Basically, that's what I'm building it for because I want to see if there's an edge there. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to trade it live. So I'm going to put another. I'm not going to do it on one of my funded accounts, but I might do a new evaluation account for it and see and just use it as a test bed. I might just do a demo actually. I don't know. Okay, will you stream tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow morning is 7:50 a.m. So I'm on twice a day, every day. London session, 7:50 a.m., 2:50 a.m. That's New York time, and New York session, 2:20 p.m., 9:20 New York. Pound US dollars just hit RSI low on the 4 hour. No, it hasn't. What are you on about? Oh, hourly, sorry. Any other little things you can do in MT4 that are useful? Any? I don't know. Yeah, lots. I don't know. Useful. Measuring stuff. Click your center mouse button. Brings up the crosshair. A lot of people don't know that. So if I want to measure a move, I just do that all the time. That's 50 pips. And it also measures how many bars. So the first number is how many bars. The second number is how many pips. The third number is price. A lot of people don't know that exists. Control F on your keyboard or center mouse button. You can right click on all these and customize them all. A lot of people don't know this. Yeah, don't like having M30. Don't trade M1. Don't need those. Get rid of that. Yeah, you can move them around. You can pop them out, pop them back, rearrange them, change all your drawing tools. Right clicking. Don't know. I don't know. There's lots of things. I don't know. I've been using it for 15 years, so I don't know what people don't know. You don't know what you don't know, do you? I know everything about MT4 because I've been using it forever. So I've no idea what people know. So I don't know what is useful. But this is the one thing that I get asked all the time. How do I get this? This is literally the Market Watch window. But if you do not have auto arrange turned off, yeah, when you put this over there, you can't see anything and you can't make these wider. So you turn off auto arrange, right click again, and then you can adjust the width. Ta-da! Magic. People don't know about that. But I don't know. I don't know. Someone taught me that years ago, but it's obvious to me. But, you know, that's because I'm doing it all the time. Are you in London? No. I'm in the UK, but I'm not in London. That'd be silly. I can't afford to live in London. No one can afford to live in London. Even people that can afford to live in London can't afford to live in London anymore. Regarding the sentiment EA, what is the entry signal? No, it's not using market reversal alerts. Too slow. Market reversal alerts are great for position trading. With sentiment, I will still position trade it probably, but I want to be in and out fairly quick, or I want to be in and protecting the positions fairly quick. So I will be using highs and lows. I haven't actually decided, but I will be using highs and lows definitely. Last week's high, last week's low, hourly highs and 4-hour highs and lows. Price action, maybe. The problem with price action is you are going to get a lot of it. Yeah. So pound US dollar on the screen right now, for example. If we are using price action to get in, and our sentiment is saying, you know, if everybody basically is long pound US dollar, so we need to be shorting it. If we use a bearish engulfing, yeah, as a price action entry signal, that's fine. But you had one there, you had one there, you had one there. None of them worked. So and you have one there. That one worked nicely. You had one there. That one was too long, but it worked nicely. You had one there. That one worked nicely as well. But what you will find is you're better off using levels. Yeah. So what the whole idea of sentiment is that New Zealand dollar CAD is a long, right? Because everybody in the world is short. Not commitment to traders, retail sentiment. Everybody is short New Zealand dollar CAD at the moment. Yeah. 91% short. So what we want to be doing is going long when they have reached for liquidity. Yeah. So everybody's short, so we want to be buying it. So every time it gets down to a level, we want to go. So that is not so much. So that is yesterday's, that's not yesterday's low either. Just trying to pick an example. There we go. Yeah. So that is a low. That is swept. So this is what we want to do. We want to get in when the sweep has happened. Highs and lows does the same thing. Look, there's one there. They swept the high, pulled down, pulled it back down. Yeah. There's the high of the day. Yesterday's high, broke down below yesterday's high, entry, short. There's the low, swept the low, pushed up, long. Yeah. So yesterday's highs and lows, last week's highs and lows. So last week's highs and lows here will be there and Friday. There. Yeah. So right now, that is a last week's low sweep. Good long. Because anybody last week that entered long is either gone long from here or long from here or long from here. All their liquidity is going to be sitting somewhere under there. That's just been taken. Yeah. So what they're going to do now is entice everybody in long at this level. So now everybody's stop is there, isn't it? So we would do that. So it's basically just, whichever way sentiment says, you want to be looking at the other direction, but you want to be taking trades at logical areas. So dropping down to hourly highs and lows on the 5-minute chart is a good way to trade. Can't really see it very clearly there. And 4-hourly highs and lows. But you're going to find the 4-hourly highs and lows the vast majority of the time. And again, this is why I'm testing the EA, because I think what we're going to find is the 4-hour highs and lows, as you can see here and here, will also be daily highs and lows. They will also be weekly highs and lows. So I think probably the best thing to do is literally just use the daily highs and lows and the weekly highs and lows. Forget about the 4 hours and the hours, but I need to test it. So that's why I'm building it, so I can run it through the strategy tester and see how it draws. So at the moment, this is only drawing in the weeklies and the dailies. It's not drawing in the hourlies yet. But when it does draw in the hourlies, obviously I will be looking at this and watching it and eyeballing it for weeks and weeks in here, and just seeing, is it drawing them all at the same level? There, for example, it's drawn the daily and the weekly at the same level. This jerkiness here you're seeing is an HTTP call. So it's calling the website every 30 bars to go and get the sentiment, which is a setting. That's why it's jerky. So you've got a weekly there, a weekly there, a daily there, a daily there. So redraw. I'll change this so that they're left in place. But but if I find that if I've got the hourly turned on and the 4-hourly turned on and they're all drawing at the same point, there's no point in using the 4-hourly or the hourly, is there? But if people want to trade on M5 or something, then you might want to use the 4-hourly for scalping purposes. I don't know. I don't know how people would want to do it. For me, I'm going to be position trading with it. But I still want to get my position trades on at logical areas where I think they're going to start a move from, which will be highs and lows. But I'm not going to take a reversal alert. So the way this works right now, right or wrong, is it will take a trade when we have literally a pierce. So there, when we pierce one level, yeah, and it closes below. So the rule is basically it has to have the high of that candle above, and this next candle has to close below, which means that we've pierced that and we've closed below. That is my signal to get in, which is what? A liquidity run. Yeah, everybody that's shorted there is going to get stopped out, right? So when we've pierced that level and we've closed below it, I want to be in. I don't want to be in, and I've tried this with pending orders. I don't want pending orders. because if we'll fly through those, if we're going to get a breakout, you don't want to be short, do you? I want to see them fail, then I'm getting in. It's mean reversion, in line with the opposite to retail sentiment. Yeah. But I'm open to suggestions on this, because I you know how I trade. I use the RSI. The RSI is king as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to be using RSI as a filter. I'm going to be using high and low sweeps as a filter. Price action, I think you're just going to get far too many signals. But I can put them as options. You know, if everything can be an input. Yeah, and you can use it. I just don't want to overload it with 1,000 inputs. Only poor people can afford to live in the city. Yeah, that is true. I mean, the UK time zone to adjust to my local time. Well, Google that. Okay, night. If you want to know what, just Google what time is 7:50 a.m. GMT in my time. It will tell you. If you can just add the sentiment filter to the original reversal alerts, EA. No, I don't want to. I'm not touching that. It's a totally different strategy, and it's. I don't want to overload it. If I put that in that EA, it will not run in the strategy tester. If it has to do HTTP calls, right, in the strategy tester, it will not run. I'm not. There's 25,000 lines of code in that EA. It's overloaded to the extremes. That is not. I'm not touching that. That is never changing. This is it. That's it. It's what it does. It's not doing anything else, because that is my entire life's work strategy in one EA, and I don't want to put anything else in it. If you don't like it, don't buy it. It's not, I don't want to overload it. I added so much into the market reverse alerts EA that I do not want in there. I don't use 90% of these settings. These are all in here because people ask for them. And unfortunately now, if you want to do an M5 backtest on it, you're going to need 6 months to do a year, because it's so slow. It's got too many inputs. The more you put in it, the more slow it becomes. It's just, backtesting is the most critical part of trading. It is the most important thing. There's no point in trading if you haven't got an edge. If you haven't got an edge, the only way you can find out an edge is by backtesting. If you build something that goes so slowly in the backtester that you can't use it, it's utterly useless. So I can't, you can't do it. I can't put any more in there. It will collapse. And it's a massively complex thing. Yeah. So every time I enter, when I was developing this, I don't know if anybody in here was here when I was going through the development process with this. Every time I add a input to this, yeah, I have to do around about a week's worth of testing. And I don't mean a week's worth of testing in the backtester, a week's worth, as in 5 days, all day long backtesting. Because when I add one thing into this, it will have an effect on every other setting. So if I add in, we're going to use trailing stops now on ADR. I have to test, does a trailing stop with ADR work with position trading, with reversal alerts, with reversal alert retests, with higher time frame confirmation, with RSI confirmation, with every other setting's got to work with it. So the testing that goes into it, and then it'll find a bug and it goes, oh, it doesn't work, so I need to tweak it. Then I need to start testing again. Adding one input into here will take me weeks, because it's just so complicated. It's just a beast, but it's massively powerful. But this is why I've built this, what I call the basics EA. All these inputs are the same on every single EA that I will ever build moving forward. And it's everything you could ever possibly want. Drawdown control, every type of trading stop, every type of take profit and stop loss, every type of risk setting. You can pick your times you want to trade. You can close stuff out or not. You can have targets. You can do everything. Does everything. Tells you everything on the screen. Yeah. All I've got to do with this basic EA is drop in a couple of rules for getting in, and I can make 1,000 different EAs. But I know from a testing perspective, every single one of these works together because I've tested it to death. So that's what I want to do. I want to pump out lots of EAs with different strategies that people come up with or that I want to build that I can use for semi-automation. And then, but piling everything into one EA is not the way forward, which is what I've learned from the Market Reverse Alerts EA. Which is why I've got the Price Action Toolkit and the Opening Range Breakout EA separate. They both do quite similar things. But if you start loading all the logic and functionality from the ORB EA into the Price Action Toolkit, it just would become an impossible to test thing. Euro Swiss 125 ADR. And obviously this one as well, you can't back test this. This is impossible to back test because you're never going to get, there is no historical sentiment. Sentiment is today, right now. What's the sentiment right now? It's this. This will be different in an hour. And I haven't got any of this data stored, so you can't back test it. So it's not going to be that sort of EA. It's for me really to forward test and find a way to use it. And once I've done that, then I can put it out there and people can start to use it. But it's the first strategy I've developed where I can't back test it. I can only forward test it. It's annoying, but there's nothing I can do. Unfortunately, because I have no access. There is no retail sentiment stored anywhere I can get hold of. Because they don't publish it. So Brian, RSI divergence. ADR and Swiss yen is going nuts this afternoon, isn't it? Pound Swiss. Wow. Poor old pound. Swissies. Look at the Swiss franc, man. Wow. A lot of money going in the Swissy. RSI divergence. The problem with divergence is you can draw it in a lot of different ways. So on this chart right now, you've got lots of different divergences, and some people will find them, some people won't, and some people are happy to use a divergence. I'm just trying to find one that's a good example. It's a bit up and down, that chart, isn't it? But with divergences, some people will take them in different ways. So some people draw divergences that are happy to be that sort of divergence. Other people need it to be from there to there. And there's lots of different ways of drawing it. And the problem with divergence is you need a look back. And that look back, depending on what the look back is going to be giving you different results. So I don't think RSI divergence is necessarily the best thing to use. Extensions on RSI against retail sentiment, i.e. if euro pound, for example, if the entire world is short euro pound, I want to be longing it, right? Because all the liquidity is up there, that's where they're going to head for. So when we get an RSI extension to the downside, that's when I want to start getting in. This is a prime example, look. But divergence, you'll see a lot more of it on the lower time frames. So there's a divergence there. Yeah. Let's see if there's more. There's one there. Look, see, now this divergence here is a good example. If you draw it from there to there, it's divergence. From that peak to that peak. If you draw it from there to there, it's a slightly different divergence. If you draw it from there to there, again, it's another slightly different divergence. Which one of those do you trigger on? And it depends on the look back as to which one you will get an alert on. Flat divergence. Again, that could be triggered there. It could be triggered there. There's multiple places you could trigger that flat divergence. You could trigger it there. You could trigger it there. Again, depends on your look back. And if you have an input that needs to be fine-tuned, there's no edge, because all you will do is you will over-engineer it, and it will suddenly become too fine-tuned, and you'll backtest it and go, right, the best divergence look back to use is 15 based on the 3 months that I've done. Backtest that over a period of 5 years, and you'll find that it's not actually the best one to use. You curve fit it. So I don't really want to use divergences. Same with MACD divergence. There's lots of different ways to measure MACD divergence. You can use the default, but don't forget, this is a condition indicator. Yeah. So we won't be entering. I won't build it so that it enters on this. This will be a filter. You won't get into a trade because RSI is extended. You will get into a trade because RSI is extended with a signal condition. The signal condition needs to be there as well. Profit, I made around 20% from the ADR indicator. Good job. Right, I'm using any high time frame RSI with ADR. Rest are set to false. Mohammed, yeah. Yeah, high time frame, that's basically me. That's my bread. That's what I teach in the bootcamp. Higher time frame RSI extensions, ADR extensions, reversal. That's all you need. But I like the sentiment EA idea very much. Yeah. I'm not going to use ADR on it. I mean, I could use ADR. Yeah, I mean, I can incorporate ADR onto it. We can have an ADR extension as a filter. But that's a condition. Again, we need, every strategy needs a condition indicator and a signal indicator. The signal indicator for me is break above and close below a level. So it's basically price action, above, below price action. For me, that's a signal. When you start using things like this and this, these are conditions. So how do you get yourself in? So again, we could use it so that we are high above, close below RSI, ADR. When we are below our RSI, how do you signal to get in? Price action, maybe. So we could have RSI as extended, bullish engulfing. I don't know. There's 1,000 million ways to get in. But the important thing is sentiment is the opposite direction. That's the key. How you get in is, I say it all the time, how you get in is irrelevant. It's how you manage the trade when you're in. We just need a reason to get in, and we want it to be extended. Do you use only the market reversal indicator for position trading? I never see you use it as a standalone for, say, scalping the DAX. No, I only position trade. I don't scalp with it. Market structure. People do use it for scalping. I don't. I've never had any success with it because you get too many false signals on low time frames because you're trading chop. So here, for example, on euro pound, oops, you had a reversal alert there. And there. Oh, you only had two there. So you had a reversal alert there. That didn't work. You had a reversal alert there. That was a beauty. Yeah. But you would have had a reversal alert short there. Yeah, you've had a reversal alert short there that failed. So, 5-minute time frame, you find you get lots of false signals. What I'm interested in is when we get extended beyond a condition, I want to start scaling into a position. the market reverse alerts indicator is slow. Yeah, all indicators lag. Market reverse alerts indicator lags. It lags price because price has had to push for multiple candlesticks on whatever time frame you're looking at before you are told that price has pushed multiple candlesticks. I can see it has. What it does is it alerts you to structure break. By the time structure is broken, if you're a scalper, you've missed the entry a lot of the time. So I just don't use it for scalping. I use it all the time. It's all that I get into trades with. I only ever enter a position trade on a 5-minute reverse alert. You just don't see them because the EA is taking them for me. But the EA is taking that. The EA went long there. It would have done if I'm not trading euro pound, but if I was, the EA would have gone long there. So if you look at an RSI extension we've got at the moment, euro pound, right? So euro pound is extended on the hourly here. No, it's not. It's extended to the upside. So yeah, so if for example I was short bias on euro pound, it's extended on the hourly. So I would be M5 waiting for a reversal alert. So I would be getting in here. The EA just does this for me automatically. So you never see it, but that is all I do. I'm taking entries on M5 in line with 1 hour RSI extension. That's my basic strategy. My bread and butter strategy is H4, M15. But what I'm finding is for the last good 6 months or so, H4 RSI extensions are becoming rarer because we're seeing a lot more of this. Therefore, dropping down onto this time frame gets me in faster. The problem with dropping down onto this time frame and getting in faster is if you're going to get squeezed, it's going to hurt twice as much than if you were to do it on H4, because this one will always get you in before that one, which means that one is a safer entry and has less drawdown. So to combat that, that is why I built this out on the website, to give me things to trade in line with that sentiment. So I'm only interested in these, nothing else. Or I'm interested in these combined sentiments. Yeah, because I know that I've got the big boys on side and I know that retail are idiots and they're the wrong way. So if I've got the big boys going long and I've got the idiots going short, which means I want to go long, those are the ones I'm going to trade. So this helps me not get into squeezes, which is why I've just passed that evaluation, because I have not taken a trade during this evaluation that has not been in line with COT, retail, or bias. But every single trade I've taken that is not an opening range breakout trade, obviously, has been taken on the M5 reversal alert, because I want structure. But on low time frames, scalping, scalping is all about price action. This is what the Price Action Toolkit is for. This is price action. Yeah, bullish engulfing. Yeah, strong close candle, inventory retracement bar, breakout of the inventory retracement bar long, strong close, IRB, strong close, IRB, strong close, bullish, all bullish signals. Yeah, but you take them on the candle close. If you're waiting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 candles before you get in, you've missed it. You've missed the session. It doesn't work. It's too slow. The signal there took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 30 minutes it took you to get a signal on M5. Yes, the signal worked beautifully, or you take the retest, which is, that's another way you can obviously use it. That is a 2 candle entry, so that's probably better. But for position trading, it shows me when there's a potential I want to get in. On scalping, I just find it a bit too slow. But that's because I'm used to scalping price action. That's what I've always done all my life. So that's not what this was built for. Hopefully that answers the question. Proster, gold, long. You've missed it. Gold sentiment has shifted. Actually, that was a long gold. It's now 53.47, but it was a long. COT is neutral on it, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so when position trading, you are always trading position trading. You're trading the 4-hour or the hourly charts. Yeah, so you are looking for pullbacks on the 4-hour chart in line with COT stroke trend. Yeah, so there's no entries here at all on the 4-hour. Looking at this going back to middle of December on gold. However, on the hourly chart, we had an entry here, 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 and here. Yeah. Wait for it to get extended. Wait for the 5-minute reversal alert. Get out. Wait for it to get extended. Wait for the 5-minute reversal alert. Out. Extended. 5-minute reversal alert. Out. 5-minute reversal alert. 5-minute reversal alert. 5-minute reversal alert. Yeah, that one today is there. Yeah, but we are trading the hourly charts. We're just entering on the 5-minute, managing the trade on the time frame of the monitoring. So you're either trading H4 M15 or H1 M5. Extended condition, signal entry. Extended condition, signal entry. And as long as this thing is doing that, you will always, virtually always, get an out. Yeah, that's what I've done. This is all this is, all these trades you're seeing here. Every single one of these is taken with the M5 reversal alert. When we had a 1-hour RSI extension, the whole lot. And out of that 8 grand, 2,000, just about 2,200 of that is opening range breakout scalps or scalps, because there are some scalps in there as well. Every other trade is a position trade. Froster, you're shorting Aussie dollar yen? Yeah, go for it. I'm not touching that thing at the minute. I've no idea where that's going. But again, I wouldn't even entertain shorting anything on this at the moment. It's not extended. That's where you wanted to short it. But again, look at RSI extensions. They don't always work. Why? Because COT is long, Aussie dollar yen. Market is pushing it that way. So, if you're taking shorts on it, you're fighting retail. You're fighting COT. Yeah. The entire market at the moment, in the futures, the big boys, they are all short on the yen. You want to be longing. But if you're scalping, it doesn't matter, does it? Because all you're doing when you're scalping, you're just literally trading chop, aren't you? So it doesn't matter which way you go. It's irrelevant. If you take a reversal alert here, and you trade it back down into that propulsion gap, excellent. Nothing wrong with that. Because you're literally trading some bloke hitting the sell button on 250,000 yen. And he'll move it down to there with that 250,000 yen order over a period of half an hour, and that's fine. But if you're scalping, you're using a stop. If you're using a stop, you're going to get stopped out. You can't win. Well, you can. You just need to know what to do. That's what the boot camp's there for. Anyway, I've got to go because it's 4:30. Not got to go because it's 4:30. I've got to go because I've been on for 2 hours and I need to go and get the account set up. So tomorrow I will start trading a new 100K with my Forex funds, and I will be using ORB, etc. as normal. So I'll get into new positions. It's just annoying. You have to start your positions all over again. I'd much rather do one stage evaluation with a higher target, I think, because then at least you can go through and just get it done, can't you? Rather than have to start again. Right, and all those positions again when they set up, which is a bit annoying, but nothing you can do. Okay, so yeah, I'll be back tomorrow morning, same time, 7:50, and I'll be back 2:20 tomorrow afternoon for the New York session. If you need me, I'll be in the Telegram group. If you took the opening range breakout this afternoon rather, well done. You are long still. And that's working quite nicely. Not very quick, but nicely. It's all profit. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow. Good luck if you're trading for the rest of the day. There's nothing to look out for news-wise as well, so you don't have to worry about news until tomorrow. Oh, yes, you do. No, God, of course you do. 9:45 this evening, unemployment on the New Zealand dollar. So if you've got any New Zealand or Australian dollar pairs on, if you've got anything in profit before the news, probably best to bank it just in case. So yeah, we have got news to worry about, 9:45. But 10 o'clock euro tomorrow morning is the first news. And then obviously we're straight into US dollar all afternoon. So it's going to be utter chaos. So this is the quiet before the storm. Yeah. From lunchtime tomorrow onwards, it's just absolute mayhem for the rest of the week. Yeah. Good luck. Right, I'll be back tomorrow and I'll see you then. Have a good day.